Hello and welcome to the channel. Welcome to 2d6 Dungeon. We are up to level 6 of the dungeon. Character level 7. 2d6 Dungeon was created by Toby Lancaster. His link is in the description. We are still using Tailspire for mapping. I just completed the rest portion of the stairs down from level 5 to level 6. I got a little bit of hit points back. We used ration, and now we are descending the stairs. So starting with level 6 here, we have what is a room sequences. Summarize, there are room sequences from level 6 onward, which must be completed together. If you roll any of the rooms in the sequence, start with the first one. The area of the dungeon where they are started is where they will finish. Rooms and room sequences are unique and share a theme. You do not have to complete a room sequence once it's started and can back out. If you roll a small room as the next room, ignore the sequence and continue it when you next roll a normal or large room. If you roll a normal or large room, make it part of the specific room sequence. If you do not have enough space left on the map, complete what you can of the room sequence, even if it's only one room, before the final room where you will find the stairs down and potentially face the level boss. Also, when we switched from level 5 to level 6, we lost our potions that we had active, so we could probably get another one. I have set the space for the level, and we are switching back to this dungeon tile. It's a little bit brighter. I didn't really care for how dark the other one was and how it made shooting. So here we are. Let's see, what direction shall we go first? Let's go in a clockwise manner. We'll start heading off this way. Stepping through this archway, we find a room. It is a dark pool. You stand at the edge of a dark primordial pool. The floor is sunken and lined with black tiles. There is no escaping the water. You become soaked if you move forward. The pool continues through. And it is archways. It is a unique room, and we know what our next room is. Let's continue in here. We are now soaked. Put that on the... Being soaked works the same as being bloodied, except you must dry yourself by a fire or heat source to remove the condition. After 8 rooms, instead of a fever, you gain pneumonia and lose 1 HP for every room you encounter until you are dried. Once dried off, remove all the ticks on the soaked track and carry on. What that means is that we got soaked in this room, we got 1 on our tracker, our next room, and each room after we gain another tick. Next room that we enter into is a bit larger. Entered into the piranha nets room. You wade into this room and some poles are standing in the water. You see nets attached. Make a precision check, 10, to avoid the nets or release piranhas. Lose 4 HP while you kill them. Precision checks. There will be times when you'll be prompted by the text to make a precision check, to which you'll add your precision modifier. Each individual precision check has a number that you must roll over on 2d6, and a number in brackets indicating how many rolls you have before the task becomes impossible. For example, the text may read, to replace the idol PC-8-1, you roll an 8 on 2d6 and adds the adventurer's +1 precision for a total of 9. They pass the check and replace the valuable idol with a bag of grain without tripping the trap. Failing the check can sometimes have consequences as outlined in the text. Now ours doesn't have a number. We have 10 tries, but we don't have a number. So let's give it a number based on dungeon level 6. We're in water, trying to avoid nets. So let's make the DC 10 as well. 10 tries with the DC 10. We need to get 10 on the dice. or better with our +3. Ooh, just barely got it there. That's 6, 8 plus 3, we're at 11. We did not release any piranhas. So we move through this room safely. We're going to keep on going this direction. We do have to add to our soak tracker there. And we step into this little archway. What we find here is a short corridor with another archway. And we pass through that archway, and what we find: a seaweed statue. Knelt down at the statue of a woman made of seaweed are 2 robed figures. They attack. You must fight a basal initiate and a mordial axiom. If you survive, roll on CT4 +2 and Rune 1. Okay, we've fought both of these in previous levels. The mordial axiom. These much feared figures are warped by the primordial orbit, consumed and reshaped by this base magic. They seek to further their influence and lead many of the sacrificial ceremonies. They have firestorm, meteor hail. Their interrupts are the primordial barrier, and fire screen, and so their fire screen blocks the heavy slash and lunging thrust. The primordial barrier blocks the lunging thrust and heavy slash. So swooping spin would be our best attack for them. And the basal initiate were once infernal monks who have been drawn into the study of primordial magic. They have one goal in the maniacal studies, and that is to become a mordial axiom. They have a fire globe and leather whip. Their maneuvers interrupts are a sidestep and a heat shield. Sidestep is primary 3s and 5s, which would be the swooping spin and the lunging thrust. And heat shield is secondary 4s, which would be the heavy slash. So everything is affected by them, but I believe lunging thrust will be our best attack for the basal initiate. Oh, before we go on, before I forget more, we passed through the corridor, which would have given us another soaked, and then entered into this room, which gives us another soaked. So hopefully we can find a way out and get warm. Top round 1, our turn. Here we go. We'll strike the mordial axiom first, the bigger guy. Starting with the 3-6 and 3 shifts. With only 3 shifts, we can't do anything with the 3-6. We'll jump over to mordial axiom's turn. Looking at us for round 1, and he's got a 1-6. Reverse those numbers, and we have meteor hail, but that's not going to happen. He's only got 2 shifts, and he's also going to miss his first round of combat. Basal initiates turn for round 1. Going with a 3-4. And that one, it's only got 1 shift, and we would need 2. So basal initiate is also missing. Round 2 with our turn here. Continuing our attack on the mordial axiom. 6-4, that is a precise heavy slash. Meaning we get to add our shift of +3 onto our damage. His primordial barrier does reduce it by 4. So it is going to be a d6 +2. 5 points of damage. Bringing him down to 45 health. On to mordial axiom's turn. And we got 4-5. We have 1 shift to switch that to a 6 and create a firestorm. And we don't block firestorms with anything. So that's a d3 +4. 7 points of damage. bringing us to 37 health, just over half. Basil initiates churn for round 2. 3-2. One shift, the 3-2 is not gonna make a hit. Round 3 our turn, here we go. Strike the Mordial Axiom. 3-4, 3 shifts. He can 2 shifts to make a swooping spin. And that will be 9 points of damage. Bringing him to 36 health. Mordial's turn for round 3. 6-6. That is a prime attack for the Mordial Axiom. You stagger backward as black liquid erupts from your mouth. You fight to breathe, lose 2d6 HP. Front board. Dice are cursed. 12 points of damage to us. Bringing us down to 25 health. Basil initiates churn for round 3. And 1-4. Off the screen. And 1 shift for a 1-4 is not enough for Basil initiate to hit us. Top of round 4 our turn, we get our extra shift. It's a total of 4 shifts now. And it's our turn to get a 6-6. We get to pick which maneuver we do, and we get to add all of our shift onto it. So we're going with a swooping spin, meaning it's our d6 plus 8. 13 points of damage on him. Bringing him down to 23 health. Mordial Axiom's turn for round 4. 6-5 and 3 shifts. We can 1 shift to make a 5-6 and 2 shifts to make the 6-4 to create a firestorm. 7 points of damage. Bringing us down to 18 health. Basil initiates turn. 3-2. 2 shifts, 3-2. We can reverse that to create a fire globe. Make that a 2-3. Fire globe is reduced by our metal bracers. So it's a d6 minus 2. 5 for 3 points of damage to us. Bringing us to 15 health. Drop around 5 our turn. With a 4-4. 5 shifts, 4-4. We can do a swooping spin. 1 shift, make the 4-3. 2 shifts to make the 4-2. For 9 points of damage. Get him to 14 health. Mordial Axiom's turn for round 5. 4-6 with 4 shifts. 4-6 is a firestorm. No shifts needed. 6 points of damage. Bringing us down to 9 health. Basil initiates turn for round 5. Oh, that's not level. And 4-4. 4-4 with 3 shifts. We can make a fire globe. 2 shifts for the 2. 1 shift for 3. Creates a fire globe. D6 minus 2. 0 points of damage. Launches the fire globe at us and block it with our bracers. Don't take our damage. Top round 6 our turn. Let's go. Holding on by a thread. That is a 3-4. We use 2 shifts to make that into a swooping spin. 5 points of damage. Bringing him down to 9 health as well. Mordial Axiom's turn. Round 6. 5-4 and 5 shifts. So 5-4, we can do a firestorm. Meteor hail would be blocked by our breastplate, so we'll do firestorm. We'll make that 4 and a 6 using just a couple shifts there. 5 points of damage to us. bringing us to 4 health. Basil initiates churn for round 6 with a 2-5 and 4 shifts, 2-5. 2 shifts to make a fire globe. Again with the 0 damage. So again we fend that fire globe off with our bracer. Top around 7 our churn. Now we're a 3-2, which is a exact swooping spin, so we get to add 7 or 6 shifts onto that. D6 plus 10, 12 points of damage, making the ordeal axiom dead. Basil initiates turn for round 7. 4-6, 4 shifts. They can 1 shift to get to a leather whip, which we would be able to block with our shield. Only 4 shifts. They can't get to a fire globe though. D3 minus 1. 0 points of damage there. So the whip cracks out and we smack it away with our shield. Top around 8 our turn. 5-2. 1 shift to get to lunging thrust, which would be affected by sidestep, although we are in round 8, so sidestep would not count anymore. So a lunging thrust would be very nice. So D6 plus 5, 10 points of damage. Bringing the initiate down to 5 health. Initiate's churn for round 8 with a 3-5. With a 3-5 we can actually go with a fire globe. 1 shift here, 2 shifts there. Make a fire globe. D6 minus 2. Locking that with our bracer. Fire globe flies at us and knock it back with our bracer again. Top around 9. We are at a 5-4. We can use 1 shift to make that a 5-3. And another lunging thrust. A total of 11 damage. Which will bring the initiate to dead. That was close. Alright, let's take care of our experience points. We're getting 650 from the Mordeal Axiom. Getting 75 from the Basil Initiate. Total of 725. And we'll hide it for a second so you can see what we're doing. That will bring us to 7,911. We got all kinds of stuff. Mordeal Axiom's got the Religious Pouch Table number 4. And Basil Initiate has the Pouch Table 2 with a +1 modifier. Mordeal's first here. 4. Inside is a collection of worthless quartz. I don't need that. I'm sure it's good for something, but I don't need it at the moment. Enough stuff in the inventory as it is. And we'll switch over to the Basil Initiate here. And there we're going to go in with 7. A few coins rattle in the pouch. You gain 3d6 silver and 2d6 gold. Here's what we're going to do for that. Black dice is the silver, red dice is the gold. So we got 11. Brings us up to 535 gold pieces and 35 silver. Okay, and then it says if we survive, we get to roll on CT4. Chest table 4 plus 2. Bring us to a 9. There are some wood cups and a series of pouches containing 9d6 gold pieces. There is also a rune stone. Roll on rune 1, which we're going to do that anyway. So now we get 2 rune 1 rolls. For our 2 rolls, I'll just roll 2 dice at once. We have a number 6 and a number 4. Shroud's Curse rune and Moore's Aura rune. Both 2 melee weapons. I'll have to save those for later. get those put on our character sheet here. Storage. I think we'll put them in the heavy items section. That's our extra runes. I need to look up if you have multiple runes on an item. I already got the balance rune on the longsword. Yeah, let's find out. Okay, so when we get to town, which we're almost dead, and I don't have anything to heal myself with, so we're probably gonna try and get to town off of this room. Visit the engraver. They can etch the magic runes for a cost of 10 gold pieces. Otherwise, we could sell a rune for 50 gold pieces. You can only put 2 runes per visit. Throwing weapons may only have 1 rune, and the main weapon, my longsword, can have up to 5 runes. So I could put both of these on there. Let's look at that. If you hit with your weapon and do 5 or more damage, the enemy is cursed for the combat. They become dizzy and struggle to land a hit precisely. When defending against a hit by a successful maneuver from a cursed creature, you may swap around any armor's primary and secondary die. Nice. And the other one, when the adventurer is hit during combat, even if they are not damaged by the hit, they can heal 1 hit point, as the rune gives off a healing aura. Yes, that is definitely getting put on. Oh, we gotta do the gold pieces. 9 of them. 28 gold pieces. This is to 563 gold pieces. Alright. So this is an outside wall, which means we have a chance to find an exit. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 chances. So we roll a d6 for each one of those squares, and if any of them is a 6, we found a way out. We have a 6. Actually, we have a couple 6s. We definitely have a way out. There we can go to town. Okay, we're back in town. First place to go is the market. Going to empty a lot of our items here. Maybe. Let's add them up. We have a torque worth 11 gold pieces. We're gonna sell. Obviously, we gotta reduce potentially as well. We'll test that in a minute. We have a golden goblet that is 23 gold pieces. Oops. We have a bracelet worth 19 gold pieces. No, that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be 53. We're getting that there. And then silver pieces. We got a silver chain, 27 silver. We have a half silver cross for 10 silver. Gotta do our market bartering check here. To see how effective your bartering skills are, roll 2d6, add your adventurer level, deduct your precision, and then consult the market bartering table. So 2d6 plus 7 minus 4. Reading the right one this time. 14 minus 4 will be 10. You did well and stood strong on a couple deals. You add 10% of the sell price of the loot, rounded up. So everything gets cut in half for price, and then we get to add 10% back onto it. That would give us, just based on what we've already sold, we would get 31 gold pieces and 22 silver pieces. We have an assortment of other things that we could sell, but I don't feel like going through them at the moment. Let's head over to the engraver here. What we're going to do is we can do 2 per visit, and we have 2, and they cost 10 gold pieces each, so we're going to spend 20 gold pieces to get both of those runes put on our sword. I gotta look at that. I just realized I have the ring of telekinesis on, and I keep forgetting about it. It's supposed to be a +1 to discipline, +1 to cast psychic magic, and our discipline is supposed to be a 3, so with that on it would be a 4. Precision is a 4, so we're gonna update that on our sheet. I've been wearing that the whole time. I never had it updated. Now where can we put the information for these 2 runes on our sheet? Throw up all that in there. Now, it's all on there listed in our weapon and runes, but don't really have the description of that anymore. So we need that. We need to have these listed someplace easy to get to on our sheet. Probably the other one too, the balance room. Well, no, the balance room was always active. Because that one we got it and it just increased damage on one of our attacks. Okay, we'll put those right there. They're built into my overlay now. And we'll just shut them off. I'll just open them when we're in combat, so as a reminder. And we'll have them shut off when we're not in combat. That'd be good. What else was there? We got our herbalist. Step on into the herbalist. Do we need to go to the herbalist? No. So now we get to decide whether we're going to the tavern or the temple for the night. And let's just use the tavern. That's what we've been doing. So let's check our tavern exploits. So, nothing to add to that. We have a 7. You have a pleasant evening, but nothing useful is discussed or wisdom revealed. Okay. While we are in town, we get to return to full health and remove any soaked or bloody status. So we are ready to go back into the dungeon. Full health. We have rations we have 4 rations, which should be enough for now. We can always find stuff and make more if we need to. We have our ruined covered sword. So let's go. Okay, we return back to the dungeon and the hole we escaped through seals back off behind us. Leaves us time to choose which direction we go next. Kind of want to keep going around the outside. Kind of just do a complete circle clockwise around like I was saying, and then start filling in inside. Gonna step through the archway here. And we enter into a dead-end room. It is a vortex channel. As you enter, a vortex surrounds you and you feel the presence of the gods in this dark domain. They look to favor you. You may move 2 favor points from one row to another row in your favor table. We have a lot of maxed out ones and a few that we haven't put any points into at all. So let's move a couple around. Let's take Marathani's points and move them to Grakada. Now that means we get to come back through here and come to this archway. Alright, we're gonna step through this archway here into the room. What we find is a ceremonial hall. This abandoned space has been vandalized. Chairs and altar have been smashed. In the rubble lies an injured initiate. If you have bandages, he survives. And there's a prisoner table to roll on. But I don't have any bandages. I didn't buy any when I was in town. I didn't buy anything in town. I just sold off a bunch of stuff. I didn't even sell off everything. I just sold off the stuff that was simple, that already had prices on it. I don't have anything to make bandages, and I don't have any bandages. So he's gonna die. Whatever happened to this abandoned space has claimed him. And it is a reinforced doors, so he's gonna have to die. Let's go over this way. Let's check the door to see if it's locked. It is reinforced, so on a 5 or 6, it's locked. And we have a 2. So it is unlocked. We'll step through that door. Enter in. What we find is a workspace. There are 3 tables and some chairs here. On one table is a knife and breadboard, but no bread. Roll a d6. 1 to 3, a patrol comes. You get to roll on the patrol table to find out what it is. If they come and we survive, then we have an interrupt roll. 5, no patrol. No patrol means no interrupt. And again, this room is a dead end. Not much here to see. There is a knife, but I don't think we need another knife at the moment. So we go back out here. And we check the other door. Trying to avoid getting wet again. Reinforced. On a 5 or 6, it's locked. And it's a 4. So it's unlocked. And we'll step on through this door. And enter a little tiny room. It is an offering box. There is a small wooden box here. You can smash it open, but lose 1 random favor point. Inside you find 2 items. We'll find out what those are. It's an offering box, so I don't think I would have the want or desire to smash open an offering box. I've been avoiding smashing urns and things because it's just kind of, it's since he's not here to take every single thing, especially if it's an offering to a god that we have favor with. So, no. That leaves us with 2 openings. We're almost back to the starting room. If we go to the next one over here, it'll be starting room. It's like every time we've tried to go north, it's been a dead end. So let's see if that holds true here. We'll go this way. Alright, let's step through this archway, and what we have is a small corridor with 2 openings. I decide to continue going this way. Step through that archway, and we enter into a little bit larger room. It is a bloodied wall. Someone from the order has painted the wall in blood, and into it marked symbols of the Mauritania. You can place a correct offering and form a symbol to gain a favor point, but you will become bloodied. Oh, I don't really feel like getting bloodied. So we'll just leave the bloodied wall alone. There is an archway over here. No, there's supposed to be a wooden door over here. I think order of the dungeon complete here. We'll give it a break for now. Thank you for staying till the end. It's been a fun time here, and hope to see you around. You have a good day. Until next time, goodbye.